One of the things that I think public appreciation of what you do misses is people see the glamorous side of your life. People see you on the stage. People see you receiving applause in large quantities. And there is, especially now with this tremendous preoccupation with what is mistakenly called celebrities, people see that side of your life without having any idea of the amount of work you have to put in, the urgency, the absolute iron discipline. If you've got to play a concert on Tuesday night, you're going to have to play a concert with 30,000 notes on Tuesday night. It seems, in a way, a pity that people do not understand the extent to which you really have to work. But I think you know, more than most, you value the process of that work and know its importance in achieving the end result. Does it ever strike you that you're a slave to this profession?
Oh, I know I'm a slave of this profession, but I decided to be so because it's it gives me a tremendous satisfaction. It feels like I was born to be a musician, therefore I might as well be a slave of this profession. I enjoy it very much. I want to play so much different music, and I have done so. So I don't have any preoccupation with the way I lead my life. I don't find it slavery, or if anything, it's a sweet slavery.
In your huge discography, there is very little Johann Sebastian Bach. There are doubtless very good reasons for that. What are they?
For a long time I thought maybe I'll never be ready for Bach. Because you have to, I don't know, to play Bach, you have to be in a way so pure, so simple in the best sense of this word. And I wasn't sure that I have all this combination of these qualities for a long time. Neither am I sure now, but I thought, well, I might as well try at some point, Plus, the practicability of it, that I was always considered, a Russian pianist, playing Rachmaninoff, Prokofiev, etc. Then I graduated into other repertoire. I was welcome with other repertoire too, but always with big orchestras, on tour, with recitals, and to incorporate a lot of Bach in my recitals, which I started with first Russian music, then Beethoven and Schumann and Schubert and heaven knows what, everything, was very difficult. And I usually, if you would remember, I usually didn't like a Bunte Blatter recital, like Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, and then some romantic music in the second half. I usually didn't do that. I usually did either one composer or just two, Beethoven and Chopin, or I don't know, Schumann and Rachmaninoff, something like that. There was no room for Bach there. So it never came to my mind to play a lot of Bach because of all this. It's a combination of sort of circumstances. And finally, I decided I just record Well-Temperiertes Klavier. It took me a long time to learn them all. I recorded in 2.5 years period, bit by bit. So chronologically, actually. So I enjoyed it tremendously, and the concentration was, of course, beyond description. But I'm so glad I did it. I loved doing it. It was a revelation when Glenn Gould came to Russia in, can't remember, 1960, 61 maybe. Of course, he played so well, both pianistically and, I would say, with a tremendous presence of mind, with incredible control what he was doing. Not that you would always agree, sometimes it was quirky. I think a lot of his well-tempered clavier is very strange. He just, what shall I do with this fugue? Or what shall I do with this prelude, And that's things that maybe Bach wouldn't have liked. But who knows, maybe he would have liked it or not. I don't know. I played much more straight, just as seemed to me right, sort of organically. But my admiration for Glenn Gould was beyond all comment. It was quite
I see dozens of recordings up here on the shelf.
Of course, no. He was a genius of a kind. There's no question about it. I met him too in Toronto. He was a very warm individual and very intelligent. A wonderful combination. You could talk with him about anything, and it was a very good company. I really enjoyed his company. Unfortunately, I didn't know him terribly well. It was very brief, but unforgettable. So he inspired me too, in a way. So if he could make Bach's music so alive and so meaningful, I would try to be sort of a part of it a little bit. So that's why, in the end, did well-tempered clavier. Totally different from Glenn Gould's, of course. Probably no relation to his understanding of Bach. But so was